People often ask me how I can be a digital nomad and explore new places while still working on my business and growing my business at the same time. So every single morning I am always working from roughly 8 a.m. until about midday, and then every afternoon we always go out and explore. At the moment we're in Tuscany, Italy, so let's go explore together. Okay, let's go. Being in Florence, of course, we are getting a sandwich, and we have been to All'Antico so many times and the line is so long that I thought I would try somewhere new, and we actually found this spot. I'm going to put the name on the screen because I will butcher it, but the line was half the amount of time and the sandwich was so much better. Don't get me wrong, All'Antico still has good sandwiches, but they don't compare to this. The sandwiches in here were just so fresh and everything is literally homemade. Like, you even see this crazy Italian guy, he loved the camera. You see him slicing the ham in front of you. This is my sandwich here, which is a pistachio pesto, and my god, it did not disappoint. I think they literally pumped out at least 50 sandwiches within 5 minutes, which is insane because I'm not even exaggerating, and they still had time for the customers and to make it a really fun experience. Like, seriously, look at those sandwiches.
Wow. Guys, we got our sandwiches and they're literally like heavy. Like, I reckon this is about 5 kilos and I'm not kidding. Yeah, that's mine. Oh crap, it's heavy.
So Aaron's friend Joel had never been to Florence before, so obviously we had to take him to Minuto Di Bauli. It literally has the best pistachio desserts ever. There's brioche buns filled with pistachio cream, creamy coffees, and just so much good stuff. Every single time we come to Florence, we say we're not going to go, we're not going to eat bad, but then every single time we just fall into his.
Wait, give me a smile, give me a smile.
After we finished having our sweet treats, we were all feeling pretty unwell, so we decided to go for a big walk around Florence and just show Joel everything that Florence has to offer. So of course we went over Ponte Vecchio, which is the gold bridge, did a little bit of window shopping there. We then went down past the Duomo, saw some amazing street art, and long after this it actually got really dark and gloomy and started raining, so we just decided to head home after having an amazing afternoon in Florence. Today we drove over an hour away to go to the Arrigoni winery in San Gimignano, and it literally was so beautiful. The views were breathtaking. We started off with a winery tour where we got to see where all of the wine was made and how it was made and what the whole process was, and then after that the group went off for wine tasting, but we actually booked ourselves our very own Chic Nic Picnic. So we got to choose a bottle of wine and they prepared a picnic for us, and then we walked over to our spot and it was so amazing. As you can see, it was underneath an oak tree, there was a swing, and we just had a really nice view of the vineyards but also the town. So of course I'm pretending that I picked that rose for Aaron, but really they picked it for both of us. I'm not normally a wine drinker. In fact, I actually hate 99% of wines, but I actually really enjoyed this one. We decided to actually buy 3 bottles of it, and as you can see, this is me struggling to open it. Before I just let Aaron open it because, again, I don't drink wine, so why would I be able to open up a wine bottle? After we enjoyed our picnic and some wine, obviously the child decided to play on the swing and made it a game to see how quickly he could kick me. After spending a bit of time at the picnic, we walked back and we actually saw a couple of donkeys and horses, and there was even a llama as well on the winery. They were so cute. And then after that we drove home. It took roughly an hour and just made some spaghetti bolognese and went to bed. Today we drove to Siena and we did absolutely everything that you would expect. We went to Il Bocconcino and got a sandwich. I decided to get a vegetarian one. It had a spicy capsicum cream on it and it did not disappoint. The staff were also so friendly, so once we got our sandwiches we went out to Piazza del Campo, which is pretty much straight outside. We found a nice seat and had our sandwiches. To be honest, when I came to Siena I didn't know what to expect and I didn't even really know what there was to see, so we just decided to walk around the streets and we found a really nice spot to have a coffee. I have not had a cappuccino in the longest times because every time I get one in Australia they just disappoint me because there's no foam. Italy, however, does not disappoint when it comes to a cappuccino. After this we kept wandering the streets and we actually accidentally stumbled across the Duomo. It was actually magical, as you could expect, and this is us trying to get a cute photo, but I was actually really scared someone was going to steal our camera and the lighting was not it, so this is the final result. Then, you guessed it, we stumbled into an ice cream shop and had the most amazing pistachio ice cream. There was literal chunks of pistachio cream in there. It was insane. Today we had to go back to Florence because we had to pick up some alterations from Boggi, which is our favorite store in Italy, I swear. So of course we were going to capitalize on being in Florence one last time. We were going to go to the world famous Vivoli's, which we have been to many a times before for an affogato, but the line was so long today that we decided to check out David's Gelateria, and it did not disappoint. I saw someone say this on TikTok to go here if the line was too long at Vivoli's, and I was a little bit skeptical because Vivoli's is, well, it's Vivoli's. Anyway, this is the affogato number 1. We were only going to get one, but truth be told, I got sick of sharing, so I ran back in while Aaron was on the phone and I got a pistachio affogato. That also did not disappoint. In fact, I think it was better. Somehow I ended up sharing this Affogato as well, but while we were sitting there, I was people watching and I saw these girls walk out of this bag shop right next door and they had the cutest bags, so of course I had to go in as well. Florence being the home of leather goods and authentic leather goods, you would have thought that I would have got a handbag before in Florence on one of the 5 times we've been here, but I actually hadn't, so I finally got myself my own handbag. I got it personalized, I guess in case I forget my own name or something. Then we decided to walk back to the car, and on our way back we found this really cute vintage designer shop. I didn't get anything from there, but there was so much in there. I could have spent hours in there.